straight away when I heard him play it, I thought, hang on a minute, I don't understand the sound, because the sound is hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. I'm a flute player from Hull, East Yorkshire in the UK, and I'm back with another reaction, checking out tracks with flutes and discovering if indeed they are flutifull or not. But just before we get to today's wonderful track, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, because I've got all sorts of content on here, covers, video logs. I'm also started doing a new series of, well, what I'm calling Flutifull features, which have a little bit of humour sprinkled into them. So do go and check those out if you're interested. And of course, I've got my live streams as well. So I'm live streaming every Sunday, and I'm also introducing a new live stream format into the mix as well. So do go and check out the channel if you are interested in any of that. So to today's wonderful track, which has been suggested by Flutifull fan Danny Pang. Thank you so much, Danny, for this suggestion. Danny says there's a very, very nice flute solo that comes in at 1 minute 52. It lasts for a good 35-40 seconds and is part of the rest of the song backing. And yes, this is live. So this got my attention, and the song in question is called Do That To Me One More Time, and it's by a duo called the Captain and Tennille. Now, I have not come across this at all ever before, so you are getting my absolute first look at this track and this version as well, so that's really exciting for me. So let's have some Flutifull facts on what we're about to see. So Captain and Tennille were an American recording duo whose primary success occurred in the 1970s. Husband and wife team were Captain, otherwise known as Daryl Dragon, and Tony Tennille. They have 5 albums certified gold or platinum and scored numerous hits on the US singles chart, the most enduring of which included Love Will Keep Us Together, Do That To Me One More Time, which is what we're listening to today, and Muskrat Love. And they also hosted their own television series on ABC from 1976 to 1977. So I suspect, let me know if I'm wrong, folks, in the comments, but I suspect these were a duo who didn't really make it over to the UK, because I do not recognise their names at all. It was their 13th charting hit in the US and their second #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 chart that we are listening to today. And this track, apparently, they also recorded in Spanish. So there we go. Now, this version we are listening to was a live version recorded in 1979. And unfortunately, I don't have any details on the flute player here. So if anybody does, then do let me know in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's find out if it's Flutifull. Here we go.
Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough with a man like you. Do that to me one more time. I can never get enough of a man like you. Oh, kiss me like you just did. Oh, baby, do that to me once again. Pass that by me one more time. Once just isn't enough for my heart to hear. Oh, tell it to me one more time. I can never hear enough while I got you near. Oh, say those words again like you just did. Oh, baby, tell it to me once again.
Right, I have definitely got to stop this one, folks. Definitely. So, gorgeous song. What a really lovely, laid back, easy listening kind of ballad. Really love the groove of this. I love the synth sound. It's we're late 1970s. It's got that early 80s kind of vibe, hasn't it? And I must say, I really love her voice as well. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Really soulful, really smooth. Anyway, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. So we have this flute solo, and straight away when I heard him play it, I thought, hang on a minute, I don't understand the sound, because the sound is interesting, and there doesn't seem, I'm actually going to rewind this and just see. I couldn't really, here we go. Now, look where the microphone is. I know this is a bit of a weird video because they've got this mirror thing going on, but this is the microphone, this silver thing, I assume. He is a massive distance away from this microphone. Now, with any microphone, that just isn't going to work for a start. So that got me puzzled. Then we'll come back to the sound in a minute, but straight away I was like, okay, this is not being played live. His fingers bear no resemblance to what is going on whatsoever. I don't even think he moves his mouth and takes a breath in the right place either. He just doesn't even look like he. I mean, I'm not going to say that he can't play the flute, because his posture is okay, and he looks like he could make a sound with it. But yeah, he's not playing that flute. That is categorically, there you go. He's a very bad mime, unfortunately, and it's just such a bad mime that it's just odd, in my opinion. Anyway, so it looks strange. Then we get to the sound, which is really weird. Like, I couldn't decide if it was actually a flute or not. It sounds very much like a synthesized flute, but it's either a synthesized flute, or it's a flute that's been manipulated that much that it barely sounds like a natural sound. It's a very, very strange sound, in my opinion. And I just think that's a real shame. Like, I was listening to this track thinking, lovely, and it's so refreshing to have a flute in a track like this. I mean, if you know the track, do let me know if this is in the original track, because I'm wondering if this is just something, because it seems like they've got an orchestra in the background, so this is something that they just put in because they could on this live show. I'm not sure, but it's either way, it's a real shame, because I think hearing a gorgeously live flute sound would just really add to this track. It really float over the top, but this just doesn't work for me at all, I'm afraid, and just looks and sounds very, very odd. That's all I can say about this. So I'm actually going to play this again for you folks, because I just think it would be interesting to see this again, having taken some time to just think about that, because I know this happens a lot with singers. You know, we're kind of unfortunately used to people miming and lip syncing, but I don't think thankfully we get this very much with instruments, but in this case we do, and I think it's worth highlighting that this. I really don't know why this happened, because it's just strange in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to let this run again, and we'll get to the end of the track. Here we go. Actually just going to stop it again for two reasons. One, apologies, because I didn't take it quite far enough back to see the fingers, but if you're really interested, you can go back and watch it for yourself. Two other things. One, the captain, his face is just like, what? Okay, what's going on? And two, Did you notice in that they just, after the opening of that, they didn't really pan back to him and his fingers at all, and that was a wise decision in my opinion. So there we go. I just had to share that with you while it was in my head. Okay, we will hear the rest of the track. Here we go.
Do me one more time. Once is never enough with a man like you. Oh, do that to me one more time. I can never get enough of a man like you. Like you just did. Oh, baby, do that to me once again. Oh, baby, do that to me once again. Oh, baby, do that to me one more time. Do it again. 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 One more.
Okay, there you have it, folks. There you have it. Do it to me one more time with what I'm pretty sure now is a synthesized flute. That is not even a real flute. I would kind of put money on that. That's a fully synthesized flute, which, what? I mean, I know TV recordings in that day often weren't even live at all, but I don't understand the point. Maybe it's the synthesized flute on the track, and they just thought, oh, we can put that in because we've got an orchestra here for some reason who don't appear to be doing anything else on that track. And the flute player clearly didn't know what to play. I just think it's a real shame because it's not really representing the flute in the best light. Because it's a strange sound. It almost sounded like a tin whistle at one point, which I'm not saying I hate tin whistles, but I just don't think that sound works in that context. And I think it's a real shame. I think a more natural flute sound would actually be great. Although I'm thinking more now, back in the day, it would have been impossible to get a synthesized flute to sound like a real flute. The answer to that, of course, would be to get somebody to really play the flute. But there we go. Thank you, Danny, for sending that in, because it was really interesting. And I hope it raises a really interesting point that, it's not, you don't always see what you hear and hear what you see. And I think that's worth raising. I mean, particularly now in the singing world, but it can also happen with instruments as well. So there we go. I'm afraid it's not going to get the stamp of being Flutifull, though, because, I just can't really, can I? I can't. But really, really gorgeous song. And if I've introduced that song to you, then that makes me very happy. So there we go. Thank you for watching till the end. Do subscribe if you want to see more from me and check out my other content as well. And I hope to see you very soon. Take care. Bye for now.